And we are about to,
Thank you.
before announcing our results and the winner for today, just 2 minutes, I'm passing the word back to Anna. And our dear jurists, you still have time to look through all startups and change your mind or update, make necessary updates where necessary.
Yes, absolutely. 2 minutes to go until we finalize the voting. Please evaluate the investment potential of the startups. We heard really great startups, and almost all Eastern Europe was presented. Thank you, Marina, for such a great picks. Me personally, I love to hear the startups, and I already made some notes that I need to sign up for these services and look up to this, because like I find this really inspiring. The guys are pitching great, solutions are wonderful, and wish I was on the investor side, not on like doing battle side, because I really like some solutions, and wish you all good luck. And while our judges and expert board finishes their voting, we also have some extra challenge for them. Can I have poll published? We do these surveys all over the world. And we talk about it during the networking session. Right now, we started a little bit different format of networking. We allow our guests that are with us to join us during networking, and we'll have some sort of like a little talk show. And we'll discuss this and some more issues in a little while. Okay, so I see the time is up. Do you know who is our winner, who will be presenting Eastern European region in the World Finals? That is a little bit more than a month ago to go. Yeah, on the 13th of May. Marina, do we have the winner?
Okay, just one moment. I'm doing the screen sharing. If we already stopped the voting, one moment.
Okay. And all information is public. When the votes are closed, everything will be published at the event page. So you're welcome to go to the event page and see with your own eyes.
Okay, so let's find out. And place number 3. Number 3 winner is Tokenoma.
Wonderful.
Congratulations to Vlad.
Congratulations.
And we have number 2 place for today's Sense of Space. Congratulations.
Yoo-hoo.
Wonderful. Victor, I hope you're still here.
Yes,
and
thank you.
Number 1 winner for today, one moment, it's Ironis, SEA Ironis. So he was number 1 pitching, and he is number 1 today.
Great.
Very
Win 2 wins to everyone.
Andis, are you still here? Are you excited?
Yes.
Are you happy?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Get ready for the World Finals. You have some really great contestants to meet.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
And see you on May 13th. You will get a separate email how to enter the World Cup, the next round.
Okay, thank you. See you on the World Cup, and thank you everyone for your time during the presentations, and thank you all other startups. It was very interesting to hear about your companies and your technologies and solutions. So very interesting event, and I'm glad to be here and also to win this. Thank you.
Yes, wonderful. Thank you and congratulations again. And now let's start the networking session. Can you please stop screen sharing? And let me see the poll results published. And what did our expert board choose? Can I have the poll results? Okay, start application does not matter. I love you guys. I knew that you were geography agnostic. I read at the TechCrunch a really interesting article that I want to discuss you about, that nowadays, because of this lockdown, everybody is used to this online meetings and everything. it is really irrelevant where founders are. It's really irrelevant, but the only thing matters is where the startup is located, because you need to sign agreements with the startups when you invest in, and blah, blah. So it's like legally matters. Can you tell me that, and this is good for the startups, whether it is good for the investors? Can you tell me who would like to start? Who we have from, we have Tanya from Berlin, we have Paul from Austria, we have Lev from Estonia. I see Kelvin in my screen. Kelvin, you are from Finland. What do you think? Is it good for investors, or is it like better for the startups?
Well, I think for startups, it's really good because you get to get funding from any part of the world, which is good. So it's not dependent on your location. For the investors, it's also good because you're not limited to, I don't know, your city or your state, but it can be tough because every country has their own legal system. So you might need to do a bit of work in terms of understanding, how it works and all of that. And when you're investing in your city or in your country, it's a bit of a comfort zone because you know how everything works. You can just walk up to that startup, go to their office, check what they are doing and be sure. But when it's outside of your comfort zone, you might just need to do a bit of due diligence, a bit of work. But I think it favors more the startup, I would say, because they can access like capital from all over the world.
Okay, thank you, Paul. What do you have to say? What did you pick?
Yeah, and I think that there are two things essentially on this. It's of course ideas come off the all parts of the world.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is how you how solid your legal framework is and how enforceable it is. Like legality and patents. That's another thing that are important. So. Yeah, I'm also, as you, very glad to know that everybody is geography agnostic so far, which is great because you have you just run if you are not, you just run into the risk of just missing excellent minds and excellent opportunities there. However, on the business side, you really need to give investors the opportunity to mitigate the risks, and that's exactly where I think that it's very important for the startups to understand where they are, and if they really want to branch out territorially, they need to be somewhere where legally it's acceptable for most investors, and but this is the trend now, so which I think it's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah,
we take full advantage of that.
Yeah, the world
I
of
want to
opportunities.
add something to that,
right?
Anna, if I may. I
Yeah,
think,
Tanya,
I think part of the complexity is geographically, right? And most of the funds rely on something like, for example, if you take EIF money from the EIF, then you're geographically restricted, right? You have to do 80% of your investments in it within a certain region and are only allowed 20% exploratory, maybe US or Israel type of stuff, right? So I think it really depends. I'm working on my own fund structure because I'm tired of being forced geographically for those reasons. And then there's IP stuff, like I think was already mentioned by Paul. If the IP sits in India, it becomes incredibly complicated for LPs to agree. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, but I also read that Eastern Europe is becoming extremely popular in investment for the previous years. The investments, overall European investments, were not more than 30% in Eastern European region. And starting 2020, it already reached 42%, yeah, which is good. Because we know that a lot of wonderful founders came from Eastern Europe, a lot of great unicorns had come from Eastern Europe. And I think personally, being out of Eastern Europe, that this region is underestimated. to various reasons. Do you guys have a history of investing into Eastern European startup, like either Eastern European founders or Eastern European startup? And would you think, rethink your strategy towards investing into Eastern Europe? What do you think? Please tell me. Alexander, you have history of investing
Yeah,
into
of course.
Eastern
We last year we probably had 4 investments in Eastern European founders, and just this month, just a few days ago, one of the startups told us that they closed the round and Google invested in this startup. So I'm very happy. Yeah. So
you invested together with Google before Google did.
Before and together, yeah, and everything. So yes, I'm sure Eastern European founders really have great ideas and can implement it. In many cases, they have to relocate to bigger ecosystem like USA or at least UK or Germany. So to grow faster, to have more clients, to have they can raise more money in that ecosystems. And I would say that today's battle, Eastern European battle, I like much more than battle in North America 1 or 2 weeks ago, which we had. And it seems to me that the quality of startups today is really much higher. Marisa, do you agree with me?
Marisa, we don't hear you. Please.
You are muted. You are muted.
Yeah,
I know that you are from California, but still, do you agree that today's startups are much better than 2 weeks ago in North America? Better?
Oh yeah, definitely. Because I've been participating with this group for at least probably 3 or 4 years, and the improvement is dramatic. I mean, like the presentations today were very impressive.
Thank you, Marisa. Thank you.
Yeah.
Do you have history of investing with into Eastern European founders or Eastern European companies?
Of course, and then people can relocate because business is global, and you would invest in a company that their product has a universal usage. So it's not you're not worried about where they're starting. You're worried about the size of the market, and now with all the communication and everything, and then as far as legal considerations, it's very easy for the founders to relocate to somewhere like the US or Israel or somewhere where the legal system works. So that's not a problem. And people have they'll have the founders in one place, the manufacturing somewhere else, and then the technical team in another location. So that's very common.
Okay, thank you. Lev, I think I see you joined us. What do you think? Is the Eastern European region underestimated still?
It's about the definition of Eastern Europe first, because in Estonia, I think Estonians mostly hate when someone calls them Eastern Europe.
Oh, how do you prefer Northern Europe?
Oh, true.
It's like we are in between, like we technically we are Eastern Europe, but for historical reasons, I think people just hate admitting it. So it's the last pretty thing I heard was New Nordics.
Wow. Didn't hear that. Okay.
Yes, it's quite common here in Estonia startup community. But technically, I would say I mostly invest in Estonia, not really for legal reasons. I have some investments in Latvian startups, but I really want to support Estonian founders with my money, and I want to support Estonian companies with my money, and I want to create workplaces in Estonia, etc. So for me, it's about being sort of patriotic first, Also, obviously, in Estonia, we are enjoying extremely great startup ecosystem with so many unicorns and so many startups. We basically have no problem with finding startups to invest. It's mostly about choosing.
Lev, can I add something to that? Because when I was running my Startup Bootcamp Accelerator, I had one company from Estonia every single year at least. And of all the companies in the program, every single year, the ones to raise the first round were always the Estonian teams. Unbelievably.
Good,
I mean,
good for them.
yeah.
Such a small country with such a great potential, right?
I think it's about our ecosystem, startups with successful exits. What they do with this money, they start to invest in Estonian startups. So,
yes. Way to go, Eastern Europe. Yes, don't remember where you're from, remember your roots, and when you become unicorns, invest into the companies from your countries, helping them to grow also, right? That's our message to the world. And one more message is our event is about to end. If no one wants to say something, I have only to finalize that it was a great event. Thank you all. I'm so glad to have you with us. Welcome our VC friends, angels, to our great community. We are all family here, always glad to see our old friends with us. And next battle will be Middle East and Africa. A really interesting region. We had some great picks last time away in that region. Really interesting to see what we will have in a week. We will see you there. And of course, finals on the May 13th. Mark those days in your calendar and stay with us. We're always glad to have you with us. Marina, thank you for a great event. See you.
Thank you, Anna. Looking forward to see you. Thanks to all, and I'm looking forward to see you at my next Unicorn Battles in Western Europe, which will be April 22nd.
Yes, sure. Okay, thank you guys. And bye.
Very nice.
bye.
Bye
Bye.
bye. Bye bye.